Hi, welcome to Waylo's Workshop. I'm Waylo, and in today's episode we're going to be reviewing the Army Painter Mega Brush Set. Since this month we're featuring the Army Painter paints as we begin our All Quiet on the Martian Front project for our tabletop gaming system. As we paint through all these, we're going to be using Army Painter paints from their Army Painter Mega Paint Set. We're using just that product line exclusively, and we're going to use their full range of paints. Now, since these three brushes are not included in that Mega Brush Set, I thought I'd show you the other brushes that are offered by Army Painter. Army Painter makes a hobby line of brushes, which are these three, which is Precise Detail, Highlighting, and Base Coating. Now these brushes are Toray. They are a synthetic, which is different than other synthetic brushes. This is actually the better, higher end of a synthetic brush, and as you can see, I've got that to a real good point right there. Now, believe it or not, in spite of that point, these brushes I abuse constantly. I use these brushes for applying PVA glue, painting rocks, painting pretty much anything where I'm afraid I'm going to damage one of my better brushes. I use these brushes for that purpose. Now, to give you an idea of the difference, this is Toray. What we're normally accustomed to as far as a synthetic brush is something that looks more like this. This type of synthetic is what you get from a dollar store or the cutout bin, or possibly Walmart. They're no-name brands of brushes. This is called a Taklon brush. This is also synthetic. And these are the types of brushes that actually give a synthetic a bad name. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. This is my brush cup. In here I have a full set of Games Workshop brushes. I've got Da Vinci brushes. I've got brushes by Vallejo. I've got Kolinsky brushes. In another cup I keep my my full range of Winsor & Newton Series 7 brushes. Now the difference here is, as you can see by the price tag, and this is actually inexpensive, believe it or not. This was on sale and I paid $15.50 for this, and this is just one brush. To have a full set of those and then to use them on a daily basis, for a lot of people that's not very practical. So this set I'm about to review, I think for the dollar value for what you're paying for it, for what you're getting, is absolutely spectacular. And it's a well thought out, well planned set of brushes that makes it real simple for the user, because as you'll see if you go to purchase brushes, you're going to find that one size zero from one manufacturer doesn't match the same brush from another manufacturer of a size zero. Here with Army Painter, they've done something that's really unique, because they've actually named and purposed their product line. So they don't really have brush sizes as much as they name the brush for the purpose of use. And if you give me 1 second, I'll show you. Okay, this is the Mega Brush Set. This is the box set that I ordered. This is the complete line of Army Painter brushes. In this particular box set, they're also giving you the brand new brush for free, which is the Kolinsky Masterclass brush. All of these brushes, according to this box, are actually handmade, which is interesting. I didn't know that. But they give you a full range in sizes, from insane detailer all the way to a large size vehicle brush. And of course, the materials that the brushes are made out of kind of vary in range, which we'll go through as we talk about the individual brushes. Here on the back they show you the tips or the points of the brushes, and all the names of the brushes are purposed. So this is one of the things I liked about this. Like for here you have Insane Detailer, Stippling, Small Dry Brush, Large Dry Brush, Vehicle Brush, the Psycho, the Monster Brush, the Regiment Brush, the character brush, and the detail brush. And each one of these has its own kind of purpose to it. So, and of course the smaller size brushes, the ones you're going to probably use more, have a unique triangle shape that's unique to Army Painter. I've seen some other brushes now have come out with it, but Army Painter was the first to do it. So let me crack this box open, and we'll take a look at what we have inside. Okay, the first thing you're going to find inside the box is the Army Painter Guide to Using War Paints, which we discussed in the unboxing and review of our Mega Paint set. Now this, whether it's printed like this, or you can go on the Army Painter website and download it as a PDF file, that is absolutely free on the Army Painter website. So, you know, if you want to look at it or if you want to watch the other video, I don't think there's a need to go through it here again. So this is the free Masterclass Kolinsky Sable brush, which I'm going to set aside for the moment. We're going to go through what's in this packet. And the way this is set up, which I really like, they do a good job of shipping these and protecting them through shipping with the bits of straw on the end. So as you can see, you got this bit of tubing here to protect the ends of all the brushes. But as we go through, I figure we'll start with the largest of the brushes, which is this is a vehicle terrain brush, and this is the largest of the brushes. Again, this is Toray. This is a synthetic as well. And what I like about this particular brush is, one, you can cover a lot of surface area really fast if you're looking to paint. But the thing I use it more for is actually dry brushing with. Believe it or not, this flat surface and that blunt edge like that makes it real good for picking out detail as you're brushing over, say, the door panel here on this tank, and you're hitting that. You're just catching the edges of what you want to catch as you're going along. So I find that real handy. This particular brush, along with this. Now, all the round brushes come with the triangulated handle. I think I should point that out right from the jump. That's what makes the difference here. So the handles, the purposed brushes, kind of have these round handles. In fact, let's just do this. We'll go through the round handles first, right? So this is your vehicle terrain brush. Then next up with a round handle is our large dry brush. Now the dry brush here is unique also because what it's got is it's cut like a deer foot. This is a 43-degree angle according to their site. And what this allows you to do is just hit the edge of whatever you want to hit and pick it out, rather than most of the dry brushes I've seen lately are round, which, you know, and they're raised in the middle or low on the edges, but they're still pretty much a round brush. Here you could just hit exactly what you want with that edge, and I really like that. I think that's really neat. Now, along with that, they give you a second version of that same brush in a smaller size to get in closer to hit finer detail, and I like that as well. So, I mean, that's really useful. It's if you're going in and you're trying to pick out smaller and smaller detail on something like this, where you're trying to hit these door handles, things like that, and you want to pick them out, well, it makes it real easy. So that's those three. The last round handled brush is a stippling brush, and this is a white bristle brush, and this is really stiff. I mean, this is going to last you a good long time. But the idea here is you want to put a little blood spatter, or you want to put some other kind of detail like that on whatever it is you're painting. Well, there you go, you've got it right there. You need to put that blood splatter on the guy's chest, or a little bit of oil stain, or whatever it might be. You've got a good solid stippling brush. I'm wondering whether or not that would make a good, you beat this up good enough, this might even make a good weathering brush, but, you know, there you have it. The monster brush here is the largest of the round size brushes, and this lets you paint large size figures. And what they did here, I want to show you this because this is really smart. As we get into the smaller size brushes from here down, all of these then become Sable brushes. So the smaller sizes that we would normally use to paint more detail with, the regiment, the character brush, all of these then become Sable, where these are all synthetic so far. These here plus this. So the monster brush, it's going to hold a lot of paint. It's going to cover a large surface area rather quickly. And again, this is just a solid brush for doing large size pieces. I can also see the use in this if you're doing bases or guys that are doing dioramas. For instance, modelers who are interested in doing diorama pieces, or maybe you're doing terrain, larger size pieces of terrain. This brush, along with this the terrain brush, that'll get that job done for you. So, I mean, all of these have, you know, good use for them. The regiment brush is basically the brush you're going to use pretty much for everything. If you're base coating, that regiment brush is what you're going to be using. I want you to see the point on that. It is just spectacular. I mean, this is brand new out of the box. I haven't done anything to these tips. These are just coming in this way. Same thing going here. I've got a character brush. So now as we get into the details a little bit more with the character brush, you find a few more uses for it because you're going to be able to pick out more of that detail as you go. Let me show you the point on that real quick. Here I just got that wet because so you could see. And again, this is Sable, and this has a nice snap to it. It comes back real good. It holds a point real good when you're hitting a surface area. As you can see, I can trace that down. Those do not separate at all. That is just a really nice brush. The next in the lineup here is the Psycho. Then I've got Insane Detailer, and I've got Detail. So let's start with the largest of the bunch. This is the Detail brush. Now, so if you're base coating the figure, that's this brush. Then you're going out and you're picking out some of the larger details. Well, that's your character brush. Then you're going to want to go and look, like say the straps on the guy's chest holding ammo. Now we're going to go in and we're going to use our detail brush. And again, if you're seeing that, that's just a beautiful point right there. And you know, a lot of people say, do you really use these for most things? And yes, I do. I use them constantly. These are my favorite set of brushes, again. Then I've got the Insane Detailer. Now, the Insane Detailer for the longest time was the smallest in the line of brushes that they made. Now, I don't know if you can see that, how well that's coming out, but there you go. That is just gorgeous right there. That is a nice small brush. And if you're going in and you're doing the face of a character and you're looking to put that paint right where you want it to go, that's going to get that job done for you right there. And then last but not least, I actually had this on order, pre-order, when they announced they were releasing it. I just thought this was fantastic. And they did a great job with this, and I'm going to explain why. Because a lot of times you don't want any movement in a real small brush because you're trying to just hit that piece of jewelry or put that eye in and paint that small eye white, or put in the iris, and you don't want that brush to move. Well, that's a nice, short, fine point. And that is the Psycho right there. And that is just absolutely gorgeous. So, again, a brush for everything. They make it very easy for you to go ahead and replace these brushes, because any place that's selling Army Painter products carries the brush line. These are all sold individually. If you're not looking to buy everything, you can get the let's see, the small dry brush, the Regiment brush, which I want to say is, well, and then you get this one, which is Insane Detailer. I want to say it's the Regiment brush. So these are the War Gamers Most Wanted, these 3 brushes. This is what comes in the Mega Paint set, which is the Insane Detailer, the Regiment brush, and the Dry brush. Which, I mean, if you buy the Mega Paint set, that's pretty much all you need, I guess, to get the job done. If you're looking to just get the base coating part, especially if you're using their Quick Shade product and you're dipping these and just basically spraying them on with a primer base coat, picking out the details, and then dipping them and hitting them with anti-shine. The 5-step method to get them out on the gaming table. If you're looking to put a little bit more detail or you need a fuller set of brushes, I really do recommend these. And again, if you actually look at the way these are made, let's use this one as an example. This is nickel right here, and this is got a double welt to it. So that they're putting the end of this together real solid, making sure that this stays together. The nickel keeps it from corroding and rotting and looking nasty over time. And again, if you take good care of these, they will take good care of you. Okay, the last brush I want to look at real quick is our Kolinsky Masterclass. Now, this is not out of the package. I actually have one of these. Like I said, this is my 2nd full set of these brushes because I've got 1 full set in my cup here. So I thought I'd show you this. This is the one I use on a regular basis. And this just has an awesome tip to it. I don't know if you could see that point, but that point is just spectacular. This is a really nice brush. So if I'm looking to pick out facial features, or I'm looking to do smaller detail like that, where you're doing the nose, bridge, and chin and cheek work on a figure, that's a really good brush. And again, the going rate on these brushes comes in at about $5 if you're buying them, or less, depending. They do charge more for the bigger size brushes, less for the less size brushes. But if you buy them as the complete set, the retail price was $59.99 at the time of this video, which basically puts the price of the brush at close to $5. Whereas you saw earlier with the Kolinsky, I paid $16 for a single brush. So a full range set like that of these brushes, as the Winsor Newton series, would probably be a couple of $100. So, you know, this is very practical. It's very sound. And again, if you use these are very, very comfortable to use. When you're looking to paint detail, the round brushes, for whatever the reason, I don't like the way they fit in my hand as well as I do these triangle shaped brushes. I mean, this is really, really a good idea by Army Painter. This coating on the brush itself is not real slick, so you know, you hold on, you stay held on. You can go even further because the nickel ferrule is just fantastic. So you can get in real close if you're the kind of painter who likes to do that, and get in real close where you can control the brush as best as possible. You can do that with these. They give you a nice long ferrule on all the brushes to be able to do that with. So again, I highly recommend these brushes. I'm going to use these brushes to paint up all Quiet on the Martian front. We're going to start with these tanks. So if you're looking for how do these brushes perform, watch for that video, because as I begin building up this the entire gaming system for All Quiet on the Martian front, I'm using these brushes along with all of the Army Painter Mega Paint set to do that with. Well, I hope you found this helpful. Please remember to, click that subscribe, or hit that like, or the thumbs up thing, and, well, all the stuff you're about to see here. Okay, thanks.